Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Joining the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. You can click it and preview my book for free if you like. And while you're down there, if you're so interested, you can also see the link to Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. I love Patreon, I just do. Deeply, deeply, deeply. It's a members-only subscription platform that allows creators like myself to do all sorts of cool stuff. At the time of this timeless recording, we have 8 different levels of subscription. Seeker, Human Hero, Angel, Witch, Immortal, God, Goddess, but God, Goddess is the top tier. They get everything. All of my subscribers across the subscription spectrum there get the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube, past, present, and future, and there's an awful lot of them on there, as well as they get the daily check-ins and unlisted YouTube live stream link every morning, really every morning for quite a while. They can come literally chat with me, you know, like that kind. Me sitting on the couch using the laptop, cup of coffee, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little spell, a little something, something to send us on our way. And it is my favorite way to start the day, even though that rhymes. And they're digging it. We keep getting more subscribers, all different levels, really, really enjoying it. We're doing some exclusive workshops over there, the witch archetype, and just, it's amazing. I love it. So if you are looking for a deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, and I do mean mysticism, and more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey, how are you, my Scorps? Just thinking about how many Scorpios I know in this lifetime. It's like a legion of Scorpios, including my older brother. So I grew up with one. That was sneaky, made me sneakier. Short sheeting the beds and all of that. So if you are new to the channel, let's get down to business. This is what's called really a 3-level of power read. There's a link in the description box to a video by Carolyn Myss. That's MYSS. She's a PhD. These are her archetype cards, and she wrote the book Sacred Contracts, which is essentially what this work, career, vocation dealio is based on. But go check it out, because you can use 3 levels of power in all sorts of different ways, like 3 lenses to look at things, to break it down and get some understanding for healing and stuff like that. Your life purpose, how you survive, work, how you create your career, and your spiritual mystical stuff. Let's just categorize that as your vocation, your calling. There are chakras involved. There are 13 cards total in this spread, but the 13th card has been what I'm calling the wild deck. Every reading gets a different one. I'm not saying that I haven't repeated some decks. That happens because I do it intuitively. So you are getting the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Oh, I love her work. So let's just dive in and do this. And heads up, cross-watchers, because yeah, you'll get understanding for the Scorpio you're cross-watching for. But, you know, we often play roles in people's life purposes. This is what soul contracts are: twin flame, soulmate, who cares, right? Family member, friend, lover, boss, you know, all of that. So the idea here is we're talking spiritual alchemy. Shadow to light, lead to gold, paint transformation. It's your gig, Scorps. But lead has 3 more atoms than gold. Therefore, since matter cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, released, moving you from a lead to gold ratio, right? Percentage. And that's what these cards are about. Let's get them on the table, see what kind of contract this is. You already know, it's in the title. So let's see how brave you are. Please take a nice deep breath, or if you need to be brave at all. Still point. Oh, because the shift from explanation. You'll see it. Watch the magic happen. Watch my brain hemispheres shift. The shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point. So please take, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same, right? To help you fulfill your life purpose. Boy, this is the meditation I just did. Not shocked. Very deep, very silent. Still kind of grounding myself. Screw it. Let's just do this. Please take a nice deep breath. still point. Yeah, there's that feeling. I love this. Here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, I need the 3 dominant archetypes, work, career, vocation. For the Scorpio and or the cross-watcher, we're going to lay them down, work, career, vocation. We're going to read them vocation, career, work. Face down, here we go. What's the dominant 8th chakra archetype in their work? Survival, intuition. Lower 3 chakra dominant, how they survive in the world. What's going on in their career, their creative intuition. Heart, throat, third eye, crown dominant. Thing, their passion, their hunger, their thirst, their internal world. And what's going on in their, well, it feels interesting, in their vocation. Dominant 8th chakra level of power here, their spiritual calling, their vocation, their magical, and these archetypes really do set the tone because they send down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting the electromagnetic fields, what we attract and what we repel, so that we have the choice to no longer delay that which cannot be prevented in our life purpose. Let's see, here we go. Let's see. In your vocation, ooh, spiritual pioneer. That's cool. Pioneer, creative family archetype. All archetypes are neutral. We'll get there. In your career, the Liberator. That's an action family archetype. We've got creative family archetype. We've got the Liberator, action family archetype. And in your work, the teacher, a wisdom family archetype. That's a nice lineup. I like, well, in terms of the families, there are 9 different groups here. So written on each of these cards is a light attribute and a shadow attribute. So if you think of the shadow attribute as the lead, then it's you'll feel it, right? There's a sliding scale there, right? A percentage, right? What's your percentage lead to gold, right? Because the gold is what you're looking for. And remember, gold for Scorpio is big, right? Money, sex, power, right? 8th house stuff. So, you think about that, the wealth of wisdom that you have to then have a conductor, gold, rather than an insulator. Let's talk about the pioneer. Just because of the lighting and the print on this card, I do need a magnifying glass. Thank you. Shadow attribute of the pioneer, compulsive need to keep moving on. Oh, look, I'm pioneering. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. How amazing. What else you got? Right? In terms of your spirituality, I get it. In terms of your life vocation, they're hard to commit to. However, the light attribute, passion, it's a big Pisces word, passion for doing and creating what has never been done before. So this isn't about exploration. This is about pioneering. Now, look. They told me this the other night after doing one of these readings. I forget which one, and the pioneer archetype was in it. And it's one that I don't necessarily think that I have. And yet, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And my guides are like, you get it every now and again. You don't even realize it. You're not the only professional witch on planet Earth, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short, but you're certainly pioneering in the field. I was like, it was that. I was just like, oh, right? So that's what I mean. Like, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime can come and go in a day and show up 5 years later, come and go in a day, right? Read sacred contracts, genius work. So I love that. Spiritually, like the inspiration is lovely. Let's talk about your career. Now, again, this one's heart, throat, third eye, crown, dominant. We got to see what's going on under this and the next 3 cards that hit the table. But the shadow attribute of the Liberator, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Now, just the immediate thing that comes to mind is Kunk on Earth on Netflix. I'm not getting paid to say this, because they kind of address that in such a rapid punch, ridiculously genius, stupid idiocy that I can't recommend it enough. It's very liberating. But ignoring legitimate constraints, that's a big one, right? And I use this as an example. If someone's in recovery and you're at a party and they're, being all sober and doing their thing, however, whatever path they're walking, and you're like, come on, it's a party, have a drink. That's ignoring a legit. You're not freeing them, right? That's not helpful. What you are shooting for here is freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Transformative Scorpios. So, in your career, to liberate yourself, to liberate others, breaking chains. I like it. Teacher, wisdom family archetype. I have the teacher family. I have the teacher archetype lifelong. This is, my mother's a teacher. Every teacher I've ever had in my life taught me about being a teacher, which is why I'm the fucking fun one. The shadow attribute, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Well, I did teach the dark arts for a while, but Harry Potter, well, you never know whether they actually taught them. I don't know. We may not know everything about Harry. I have such stories. Anyway, the light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Sign me up. I signed up for this contract lifelong, right? So this is our Chronos archetype for me, but it also says that if you are a literal teacher in the world, I have so many clients and friends that do that. God bless them. I'd rather be nibbled by rats than teach in an actual school setting with administrations and all that. Fungul, no. Matter of fact, one of the Scorpios, who's a dear friend of mine I just spoke to, is actually doing exactly that. Oh, wow. All right, he's getting a phone call after this one for sure. I got a lot of Scorpios in my life. So, it's a wisdom thing, but you're pioneering. You're on a thing of doing something that's never been done before in a time where you got to admit, I don't care when you're watching this, at this point, let's say February 2023, everything has changed over the past 3 years. So there's new ground to cover, pioneering, going where no man has gone before. I haven't met too many of those men, honestly, but whatever. Let's keep going. Like I said, the next 4 chakras down, the creative energy, the internal, the feminine energy. So we're using Daughters of the Moon Tarot to look at what's under that, right? The heart, third eye crown, because the archetypes are sending down the patterns, the codes, right? The programming, if you will. If you think computer, if you want to, right? And you're downloading it from the cloud of your 8th chakra, right? Changing everything up behind the scenes. This is the subconscious mind, so you might be aware of it, but maybe not all of it. Please take a nice deep breath. I love this still point. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please, 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the heart, throat, third eye, crown chakras, spiritual power, mental power, willpower, and emotional power. What does the Scorpio Collective and the Crosswatchers need to be aware of in the Work-Career-Vocation schemata here to help them alchemize these archetypes from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, right? Poverty to prosperity, perdition to paradise, hell to heaven. Although they kind of like that highway to hell sometimes. The Lacy DC there for my friends. Teacher in the 8th in their work. What's going on? Heart, third eye crown. Liberator in their career. Oh, that feels so good. And pioneer in their vocation. We can turn this one over because this is where we're starting. And wow. Okay, pioneer, spiritually, remember, this is life purpose, vocational kind of stuff. Part of your vocation, I'm saying you're always a pioneer in your life calling. But 3 of blades, 3 of swords, but it's not a heartbreak. Not in this deck. It's not. It's a maiden, a mother, and a crown sitting in the desert, focusing their minds. Crystals hovering in front of their third eyes, pointing to a larger kind of star tetrahedron kind of sort of crystally cluster thing. I believe that's the professional geometric term. With a pyramid and the Sphinx, right? So we're looking at focus, which is the key word written on it. Very third eye. very third eye. So that's interesting. I don't know what that's about, but I would certainly say focus, right? Well, particularly if you're pioneering a compulsive need to keep moving on, focus. Focus. There's something mental here. And threes are solid foundations that can be built upon there. So I like that. What's going on in their career with the Liberator? Oh, fabulous. I told you that, like, when that one hit, I was like, oh, it's the sun card. Amaterasu, Japanese goddess of the sun. You're lit. On the inside, your creativity. Go ahead, right? Shine, radiate, shine your light at full capacity. This does not feel like a liberator who's trying to enslave people by liberating them. Nor, by the way, I would say ignoring legitimate constraints, at least within themselves. When it is a major arcana and a chakra read of this nature, for me, it's all four of those chakras. So we're looking at health, we're looking at clarity, we're looking at vitality, and we're looking at truth, right? When something gets thrown out into, the sun, careful vampires. They haven't made a sunscreen 10 billion yet, so hang in there. They will. I'm sure they will. Walk out in a lead box. No. Absolutely truth, right? To see it clear in the light of day, calling everything out into the daylight. So this could be a moment of enlightenment, a real moment of happiness, a real moment of joy here. So maybe you are being liberated. Teacher in work with a court card on the inner, not just any old court card, the Libra card, Skadi, the Mother of Blades, which would be the King of Swords. In traditional Rider-Waite based tarot, we are looking about fairness and balance and balancing the third eye and the throat to be fair. Now, when it's a court card on the inside, you have any planets. Oh, my Amazon order is here. Hi, thank you. Oh, have a good day. Yay. Ask and ye shall receive. I am, after all, an ambassador from Themyscira. Sorta. I love you, Diana and Donna. Sorry. A little distracting moment there. That's what happens when you work from home, but honestly, you have no idea what I'm wearing under this table. So, this Libra thing, right? 7th house. There could be a heart thing. That could also very much be heart chakra because of the Libra influence there. But 7th house is contracts, one-on-one relationships, and certainly could be romantic. But if you have any planets in Libra, look there. There's usually some kind of astrological clue, a tip or hint there. But I would also say, because you've got this Three of Blades in your voice, you know what I'm saying, that air element from top to bottom, if you like, with the sun in between the two, that's really lovely. So there is a cardinal air creative way that you teach, or that you can teach, or that you can kind of balance this within your own internal world. Dig it. That's lovely. That's really lovely. And she does have a bow and arrow. Now we usually see that with Sagittarius, not Libra, but that does, you do have to be balanced for that, right? To line up the shot and let go your creative air out into the world. Let's keep going. Lower 3 chakras are the physical world, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic. Outside looking in at you from the inside looking out at people, places, and things, because lower 3 chakras is relationships in the physical world, solar plexus, relationship to yourself, who you want to be in this world and who you are in the world. Very much about honor and loyalty, and I'll tell you, with the sun card on the inside, just do your best, right? Second chakra, money, sex, power, very Scorpio. Relationships one-on-one with other people. Root chakra, relationship to your own physical body, right? The physical world, tribes, circles of friends, corporations, industries, and all that jazz. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh boy. Throat chakra, still point. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the west, please, my beloved gods of fixed water. 3 cards in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of? Outside in, inside out, lower 3 chakra, masculine dynamic to alchemize their work, career, vocation as a pioneer, liberator, teacher, contract from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, perdition to paradise, poverty to prosperity, right? Flying low to zooming high, shadow light led to gold in there. Their life purpose here, we've got the teacher in their work in the 8th, Libra, Skadi, Mother of Blades on the inner, that's the outer, Liberator in their career, Amaterasu, the Sun, Heart, Third Eye, Crown, Unified, and in their vocation, the Pioneer, 3 of Blades, focus not about heartbreak. Does not feel like it's about heartbreak at all. That would be water anyway in this timeless work, career, vocation read. Pioneer in the 8th. Focus, third eye with the Hermit. Like I said, major arcana, it's all 3. You are pulling back, going deeper in and higher up. That's just clear. That's just clean. So maybe some of your pioneering is internal. Scorpio wouldn't be shocked at all. You know, and I mean spiritually, Scorpios can be some chip stiffs, chains, whips. Let's look at the creativity, shall we? The Liberator. I'm free to do what I want any old time. Sun on the inner. You're walking on sunshine. Rare for a Scorpio on the inner, but hey, you do you. That's not true. Look at my face. Double whammy. Sun on the inner, sun on the outer. This is your leverage. This is why I say check your other signs, right? Because find your leverage, Scorpio, unless there's another, like, bam here. Come on. What you see is what you get. Inner and outer. When does that happen with a Scorpio ever? No, but it really speaks of your creativity, of your light, of your truth. And I will tell you, Apollo's one of my gods. I'm one of his. There he is, right there. Do not lie to him. Do not. He's a god of integrity. Oh, he can get away with whatever he wants. He's the bringer of plagues as well as the god of healing. But don't screw with them. Look, really look at your solar plexus stuff, right? If your solar plexus goes, don't, right? It's a violation of your own ethical code, which is always growing and evolving. Boundaries, choices, right? Second chakra, if it goes, which is probably going to go, do it, right? Or at least take a step in that direction. And if it goes, don't do it. Like, it's that simple. You know what I mean, Scorpio, when somebody hits on you and you don't want them to go, right? No. Root chakra is like, oh, what the hell's going on? I can't settle in. Just walk, just go. Just go. That's called rat magic. That's called knowing when to jump ship. And sometimes, it feels so good. All of those are intuitive here. And with the happiness and the liberation, I love this for you. Unfortunately, I have a Scorpio friend who's very sardonic and salty, lives in Brooklyn. Twice nominated Tony Award set designer. I love him so much. One of my dearest friends. Scorpio. I'll tell him to watch it, he won't. Alright. Unless he is right now, then he's probably laughing and I didn't say his name. Oh, well. So, okay, you know all that solar energy going on there? Alright, well, in your work, teacher in the 8th, you find your balance, you find the fairness, you find that all within with the Libra. The Leo card, Queen of Wands. I love that. Unless this is somebody in your life, whether they're a Leo or not is a moot point. This could be somebody in the outside world. Court cards are people. But if this is you from the outside looking in at yourself, this is a balanced teacher. This is a creative, shining, radiant, uplifting, powered by the sun as you pioneer something spiritually for yourself. That's pretty damn cool. Well, let's get the next 3 on the table. Let's get you the Matt Kahn healing mantras. 1 for each level to help you kind of work each one. That's why knowing the leverage is helpful, I would think. But again, only you can know your leverage. I'm just feeling it out here. But then you put them together, and I've never seen it not make sense in some way. And sometimes it makes a general reading more specific for somebody. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm kind of happy for you all. I'm very happy for you all. Still breathe. As I call upon the ascended masters of life purpose through the archetypal lenses of work, career, and vocation. It's a long title. It's a very specific part of the Akashic Records law firm. I'm allowed to tease them because they tease me like mad. Please, beloved ones, 3 perfect healing mantras, work, career, vocation for the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Watching this video and receiving this reading, I'm going to do my best to not even see them until all 3 of them are on the table. What is the perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, all of that stuff in their work? Teacher in the 8th, Libra on the inner, Queen of Wands, Leo, dynamic on the outer for their career, Liberator on the inner, Sun on the inner, Sun on the outer. That was really easy to remember. And in their vocation, Pioneer in the A, 3 of Blades, focus on the inner, Hermit on the outer. I mean, this is kind of sort of showing, this is a little bit Lego piece kind of reading. Everything's clicking in this timeless work, career, vocation read. Okay, all right. Oh, excellent. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay. So everything I just said about the intuition, keep this in mind. In your vocation, how you alchemize this is by rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas. So we are talking about a specific kind of pioneering here. You know, trauma is such an interesting word because you're rewiring the nervous system with this. That's pioneering. Sort of. I mean, we have NLP and, you know, energy tapping and stuff like that too. Look into it if you have EFT, the emotional freedom technique. Certainly. And it involves all sorts of I mean, but, you know, Oriental medicine, right? The acupuncture, the whole Eastern take on all of it all, right? So, to rewire the nervous system, and here's the mantra, and this is very much a vocational thing. I find strength in surviving my traumas, but it depends on your definition of the word trauma. Originally, trauma used to mean a wound that can't be healed. And Spirit don't see it that way. It's all written into the contract. So interesting. So in your vocation, you're rewiring your nervous system, and that trauma that you've survived, the strength might very well give you what you need to commit to the path once found, or to whatever it is that is found on the inner. You pioneers, yeah. In the career, like we said, Liberator, Sun, dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. So it's there, it's lined up, but then now the Liberator makes more sense, doesn't it? Where are you in chains? Where are you? Like, you know, what are the thoughts? It says it right there. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Well, that's part of shadow work, certainly. It's not all about positive thinking. I'm really not into toxic positivity. I'm a salty as fuck Virgo from New York. No, it's all in moderation, even moderation. Oscar Wilde. Fucked him. Dispelling sadness here. Our nervous systems when the creativity comes in, and our nervous systems are a little overwhelmed, exacerbated, inflamed, right? Particularly if you're an empath, take a rest, take some sleep, allow the creativity, allow this light to move through you and liberate yourself, because maybe it's a rest from something that hasn't been feeding you creatively, but everything's lined up. Again, you can delay this, but how many times do you want to keep coming back to this circumstance? Because you will repeat it. We all do. It's not just you. But even to come back again in this world to do it, no. There's a freedom here for you that I think you really want. Okay. Teacher this is amazing. Teacher, Libra on the inner, Leo on the outer. That's interesting. The cardinal air of Libra on the inner, creative air, and the fixed fire of Leo on the outer. That's powerful fire and air. Exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light, appearing as all. Is that what you're teaching? Do you know you teach by example anyway? Everybody does, but what are you teaching? What's the curriculum? What's that syllabus about? So, this ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, wisdom with that Libra on the inner and the Leo on the outer, that feels like a done deal. But with exploring unity consciousness, I am one eternal light, appearing as all. Exploring and pioneering, there is an explorer archetype, but it's like, yeah, you can explore. I always say Japanese cuisine. You know, you can explore, you make sushi at home. Oh, you pioneer. No, you know, it's not new, right? But you're exploring it for a personal exploration. So there's something here. There is something really here that I have to put it into the mystical category. Yes, spiritual, but anything can be spiritual. Mystical involves the divine, the gods, higher vibrational, higher chakra, fifth dimension above eighth chakra, blah, 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 blah. So, what you're doing in your work, you heal by exploring unity consciousness in your career, dispelling sadness, in your vocation, rewiring the nervous system, and you bring it all together. I find strength in surviving my traumas. I will feel better once I get the rest that I need, and I am one eternal light, appearing as all. There's a through line. I love my work. I do. I really, truly love it. And that's why I love doing readings. I love reading people individually, though. That's where my true service, I guess, as a Virgo rests. It always has. Okay, last card down, the 13th card. Let's get you a little spell fragment from The Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. The bookie book on this is way too much for TV. It's really good stuff. The book that comes with it, it's just overwhelmingly good and too much for the camera. I wouldn't even know which bits to read out of that bookie book. So it's a spell fragment, to particularly with that element of fire there, that makes sense. But let's see what hits the table. Your wild deck. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers, watching this video and receiving this reading, beloved ones, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, the spell fragment to help them alchemize the shadow to the light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy, and all that the archetypal jazz in their life purpose, work, career, vocation, in this pioneer, liberator, teacher contract. Justice. By the power of 3x3, Ma'at, deliver justice to me. Now I can see a bunch of people going, who's Ma'at? Well, she's the Egyptian goddess of justice that weighs your heart on the scales. And if the heart is heavier, well, it depends on which translation of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, I guess. Because one of it is that you get to move on to the next world if your light is heavier than an ostrich feather. I believe it's an ostrich feather. Your mileage may vary feather-wise. But if it's heavier, then, well, you just have to reincarnate or your soul gets eaten by a demon. Whoopsie. So, you know, your mileage may vary. So, but that's the thing. That is the justice. That is the balance. But working with Ma'at, I don't know everybody's ready to work with Ma'at, right? Themis, the goddess Themis, Themyscira, right, goddess of justice. So you know, you could probably edit that, like just walking up to an Egyptian goddess out of nowhere first time and say, "Hey, by the power of 3, Ma'at, deliver justice to me." It's like this ain't DoorDash, kid. Yeah, be careful with that. But I think the theme is obviously there. And that's the thing, balance and justice, right? By the power of 3 by 3. Sorry, wrong card, right? 3 of blades here. Finding strength, surviving your traumas. You're not just balancing this for you. You are balancing this for all of life. And I think that's why I am one eternal light, appearing as all is there. This is really affecting your work in the world in, I think, a really wonderful way. And I think you're going to be able to see past the differences and more into the unity as a result. And isn't that, like I said before, it's like if you could see the interconnecting lines of energy. I said this maybe in another video, but I think I said it in this one. Be here now. If you could see it, right, with your eyes, and it's very James Redfield Celestine prophecy, right? Why in the world would you hurt somebody? If you could see clearly that there's only one of us here, and yet playing different roles. You know, while the world's a stage, men and women merely players strutting and fretting their hour. William Shakespeare, fucked him. And dance like nobody's watching. Aristotle, fucked him. Conk. So, a lovely reading. Let's put it together in a summation. This is why I'm the fun one. This is why you keep getting more patrons on Patreon. I know it. You come for the intuition, the spiritual, but you come back for the humor. Because there's no need to take this world all that terribly seriously, considering we're immortal souls that incarnate over and over and over again. So we're going to put this together in a blessimation, a blessing and a summation. And at the end, I'll release all of you energetically, usually by letting whatever humor or goofy left in my cell tissue to purify me of you all. Said the Virgo. Please take a nice deep breath. Don't worry, I'll never take myself that seriously again. Still white. Lessons learned. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, even the ones that won't watch the video and aren't willing to receive the reading. May they be blessed with all that they need in their vocation to embrace their passion, find their passion for doing and creating what has never been done before with a third eye focus, no question, in hermit time, pulling back, doing their spiritual step further in and higher up as they rewrite the subconscious. They will find strength in surviving their traumas, and maybe they don't realize they've already done that before, because that's all of us. And so that in their career, they free themselves and others from outmoded beliefs and release negative thought patterns with Amaterasu, the sun on the inner, so lit. Maybe in a moment of healing and enlightenment that sets them free, and then they radiate that out, dispelling sadness, and it all comes once they get the rest they need. That's when they will feel better. And in their work, that they find their ability and embrace their ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, and wisdom with fairness, with balance, with justice, and with creative air. It can be very, very fun, and particularly Leo, lower 3 chakra on the outside. That could be pleasure, creativity, good fortune, all that 5th house stuff, while they explore unity consciousness, for they are one eternal light, appearing as all, as are we all. So as they heal, grow, learn, evolve, alchemize, the shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, illusion to truth, lack to prosperity, perdition to paradise. May they be blessed with all that they need to do that, so that all of this world benefits, that their life purpose, their soul contracts be fulfilled for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So motivate. I love you, Scorpios. I really, really do. Did you like it? Hit the thumbs up. Help the other Scorpios find it. Come on. Liberation is a thing. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the notification button, you know, all that. And comment, because I love to read them and they make me laugh. And sometimes they really touch my heart, and that's a beautiful thing. And if you want the deeper dive, because you're a Scorpio or a cross-watcher, magic, miracles, mysticism, Mal, complete Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. My deep dive, my creative expression into the world, and my subscribers love me, and I love them. And if you want to book me for a private reading, because by the way, I learned about 3 levels of power, work, career, vocation back in the 90s. I've been doing work, career, vocation reads like this in similar sense, right? Clients all around the world, and now with Zoom and all of this stuff, I love doing it. Just hoping people find the fulfillment, fulfilling their life purpose and feeling fulfilled. And I can do it with you, but I can't do it for you. There's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mel will explain everything for it. And yes, I need to redo that video. Only one Scorpio told me. One person, a Scorpio, said, and so it will be done. Hi, Bam. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed. I love your guts, all of you. Good luck with this. Do the alchemy and fulfill your life purpose. I'm here to help if you need me. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.